So when a person passes away and the Chris Eckert real estate team is hired to sell the home, many times it's not just the home that we are given responsibility for. Many times the family says, hey, we've taken all of our personal possessions out of the house, but there's still a lot of stuff in there that we would like your team to help us sell, dispose of, or whatever the situation is. In that case, we typically bring in an estate sale company. Now, one of the challenges with an estate sale company is they are not experts on fine jewelry. So what do we do in that situation? Well, we bring in Jennifer Hancox from the Edna Collective. Jennifer is an expert in fine jewelry. She does appraisals for them, and she can come up with a valuation on the property for the estate, maybe for estate tax purposes, and then also give the family some kind of guidance on what can they do with grandma's old jewelry. So I would like to welcome Jennifer Hancox with the Edna Collective. So before we get into my prepared questions here, why don't you give me the backstory of how did you get into this business?
I started working at a jewelry store about 6 years ago. It was a mid-career shift from working in corporate food service and high-end restaurants. But I got my gemology degree. I'm a certified appraiser with the NAJA, the National Association of Jewelry Appraisers. And it's something I really enjoy appraising. We do also custom design and curated collections, trunk shows, pop-ups, but the appraisal is a big part of my business and something I really enjoy.
And that's definitely how you and I work together, is because I have situations like that where you're very helpful on that.
Thank you.
So now that the audience knows you, let's talk about some of the questions that I've got. First question, broad one, is what is a jewelry appraisal?
Sure. A jewelry appraisal is a formal document, usually on letterhead, signed by the appraiser. It is a description of the jewelry piece with weights and measurements of what the jewelry is, including the gemstones or diamonds, photographs from different angles, and then also it gives an estimated retail value, estimated replacement value of the piece in case it's lost or stolen or damaged in a fire, something like that. You can take that document to your insurance agency or to your insurance agent, or if it's for estates or trust, and then they can look at it and replace it. They could make something similar or get that exact thing replaced for you.
Okay. And other than kind of what you've already stated, why is it that you need one beyond those reasons?
It's great to have a document that says what each of your pieces of jewelry is, so you know exactly if it's damaged or you lose a stone, you need to replace it. Insurance is the big one. You want to insure the jewelry that's over a certain dollar value. If you are planning on willing some jewelry to after you pass away, it's great to have a document so you know exactly, is it this diamond ring from grandma that goes to your sister, or is it this one that goes to your cousin? Having that document is valuable. It helps, just kind of clear up any confusion.
Okay. So who typically asks for an appraisal?
So there's different types of appraisals, but typically we get people that have purchased something new. So an engagement ring, necklace, anniversary earring, something for Christmas. So they get a new piece of jewelry, we'll do an appraisal, and they send it to their insurance company. The other big bulk of the business that we do is if it's an estate attorney or wills and trusts, something like that, they inherit jewelry and they don't know what it is. And then they'll come in and we'll do an appraisal based on those pieces of jewelry that they found in the house, just like you were talking about. Okay. Yeah, that's mostly what we're doing.
So, and I kind of know the answer to this, but beyond my real estate business, do you ever get a call from, say, an agent who's cleaning out a house and says, we just came across something that I think somebody would look at this because I want to make sure that we know whether it's real or not? I mean, is it typically the agent? Is it the family that calls you, or how does that normally work?
I'd say that's about 50-50. That's a good question. So sometimes the family's going through the house to get it prepared for the real estate agent. They'll find the jewelry, all the secret hiding spaces where mom or grandma hid the jewelry.
Okay, right.
And they'll find it. They don't know what it is. So they'll call me and ask, like, hey, is this costume? Is this real? What do we want to do with it? And then I'd say about 50% of the time is the real estate agent or an estate attorney. Mom's passed away or she's moving into memory care. Can you help us with this? So I have good relationships with those different types of vendors. So I do get a lot of phone calls. About 50-50 family versus, the agent.
Okay, okay, that's good. And then you mentioned earlier there are different types of appraisals that the Edna Collective does. And by the way, I don't think we mentioned, but you are the founder of that company, right?
That's right. I'm the founder and the chief appraiser for the company.
Okay, good. So what types of appraisals do you and your company
So
do?
there's three types that we offer with our company. The first is a formal appraisal, like I spoke about. It's a printed document. It's usually just one page, weights, measures, description, pictures, and that's for one piece of jewelry, usually $3,000 to $5,000 or above, and that's one document. The other type that we do is more like an inventory, or I call it a jewelry evaluation. It's a list form. It lists out the things that you found in the jewelry box, gold chains, plain gold earrings. You don't know if they're worth anything, but they're gold, so they're worth something. So we'll list out numerically, how ring number 1, ring number 2, a little description, and estimated replacement value on that, which is valuable for if you're sending it out, who gets this, who doesn't get that, or if you need to sell it. So there's no arguments with the
Okay.
family.
No arguments?
No arguments,
Okay.
in a perfect world. And then I put pictures at the end of that one so that you can really look and see, what it is. Or if there's 5 gold chains, I'll put them all out on the table and take one picture so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. The other one that we do is, I call it the shoebox method.
Okay.
People come in with a box of jewelry, I don't know what it is, and we lay it out on the table and we sort it. This is costume jewelry. This is real, but probably not worth a lot individually. And then these are more expensive pieces that need a formal evaluation. And we price that by the hour.
Okay, and so which is the most common?
I'd say the list evaluation is the most common. I'm getting a lot of calls from agents, from estate attorneys with a large amount, and they know that it's worth something, but not how much. So I do quite a lot of those.
Okay, all right. And let's talk about price range. If I'm going to hire you to come in, or let's say the family in most cases, what kind of money are we looking at to pay for that?
Sure. So definitely when you're looking around for appraisers, call to get pricing. But in the Bay Area, we're looking at about $150 to $250 per item for an individual formal appraisal. Okay. I charge $180, which is at the medium to low end. But you get a document printed as well as something emailed to you so that you can send it off to whoever you need. The list evaluation we charge by the hour, again, about $180 per hour, and we can do between 10 to 15 pieces per hour if we're really, moving along. The shoebox method, same thing, about $180 per hour, but we go quick. I do this all the time so I can see pretty much what's real and what's not right off the bat, and then I also have the testing tools so that I can confirm my suspicions on whether it's real or not.
Okay, and I'm guessing that people bring, or maybe you come to them, I should say. So if someone comes to you, obviously they in most cases don't want to just leave it there. So if someone shows up with their jewelry, how long should they expect for it to take?
Sure. That's a great question, and that's something you definitely want to ask any appraiser that you're using. For us, what we do at the Edna Collective, it's in person while you wait. And we do it at my office or yours, or at Chris's office, the estate attorney, your insurance person. So it's in a safe location. I don't have to go to your house. You feel comfortable. And we do it in person while you wait. And I can estimate how long it'll take based on the number of pieces. So if you're coming in with an engagement ring, 15 minutes to half an hour at the most for all the weights and measures and printing the document. The list evaluation, like I said, 10 to 15 pieces, about an hour. So if you're bringing 30 pieces, it's 2 hours. that kind of thing. And if you bring in more than what we can do during the appointment or during the day, you can just book another appointment. You don't have to bring every single piece of jewelry with you. That might make you uncomfortable. You can bring them over in batches, and we can do it like that.
Okay, all right. I'm sure you've got some fun stories about interesting things that happen. So what would be your favorite story?
My favorite story is always the sneaky hiding places. Yeah, so grandma wants something that's not in the jewelry box, so she'll put it in a sneaky spot. We found jewelry wrapped up in tissues inside of the vanity, in the bathroom. A handful of jewelry in the pocket of the bathrobe in the closet, which, I guess burglars don't look in bathrobes,
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy stuff like that. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So those are always, fun. But, fun is when you discover something that they didn't think was particularly valuable, and you can see that it's valuable, and they get excited. It's one of those antique roadshow moments that I
right,
really enjoy.
right.
Yeah, that's the fun part of the job.
Right, oh, that's cool. So, Jennifer, I know there's another side of your business, so what I'd like to do is take a break just so we can stop the camera and come back and talk a little bit later about the custom jewelry part of your business. So before I let these people go who are watching this, how do they find you on social media?
Sure. So the name of the company is the Edna Collective, which is also the name of our website. You can go on the website. There's links to social media, links to our newsletter. But we are also on Instagram and Facebook under at the Edna Collective. So follow us for some cool pictures, some before and after photos of redesign. But also, if you want, you can follow us on Pinterest, where there is pictures of literally everything that we have available on the website. So it's kind of fun to follow. Maybe pin something for later.
Okay, that's good. And for those of you who didn't have a pen when Jennifer was reading off her social media info, there will be a link at the end of this video, so click on that to find Jennifer's info, link to her website. And we are going to do a second part of this video where we go into the custom jewelry, the bespoke jewelry part of Jennifer's business. So that information, the second video, essentially the link will be at the end of this video here too. So please stay tuned, watch video part number 2. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer.